meeting. Today's February 3rd, 2026. We are at 5:30. We are holding a, excuse me, a select board workshop. This is in regards to committee bylaws. So let's just kick it right off. Sue, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, so I went through and I made all the updates that we had talked about the last time we met. And then I made copies and updated and did one for each committee. So I apologize, I didn't get these out to you to review prior to this session. But I don't know if you want to read through them. I added the roles and responsibilities to each of those. I updated, let's see right here. I know I have a couple that still have board that I have to fix. What else?
So basically it all reads the same, it's just beach, road, plan, comprehensive plan, right?
It reads the same, but the roles and responsibilities are different on each one.
Oh, for each one?
Yeah,
Okay.
because they have different, I mean, they're the same, but they're different.
Okay, so do you want to look at the beach one first and just kind of read the adjustments there, and then we'll just kind of go through the other two? And
Yep.
because I think everything was pretty uniform, it was a matter of just,
There wasn't a huge
Yeah.
amount of changes. That was just adding roles and responsibilities and then taking out the word board, which I missed in a couple of places.
Do we have any copies for us to refer to?
I did not make copies for you.
You're currently working.
I mean,
Yeah, it's a working
yeah, it's a working,
document.
but we're pretty close. I mean, we could share.
A lot of paper, Karen. We're gonna lose a few
All right.
trees.
So roles and responsibilities of the beach committees. So you want to read just what you wrote in
I
there?
can. I wrote the beach committee members will be addressing the condition of the town beach, parking lot, access road, and general conditions of the area, and provide recommendations, documentation to address and correct the issues. The information shall be presented to the town of Sebago Select Board to determine steps to move forward.
A quick question. How long would it take to make half a dozen copies
I
of
don't
this?
think everybody needs a copy. We're still gonna keep changing these.
Okay, okay.
It's just a lot of paper,
Okay.
Phil.
Yep, not done, okay.
Well, how many people? There's only 4 people. I don't care, I'll you decide.
Well, let's go through it real quick and see
Yeah.
if there's any major, if there's not, then I'll
Yeah.
be more than happy to ask someone to help us out with that.
Yeah.
What was the just additions of the town beach?
So, yeah, and then I just made the updates as we talked through. There was verbiage update. I made the correction on letter B. It said we wanted to add the town manager in the Portland Water District would be the point of contact for the DEP. And we had originally had the chair and the vice chair.
I'm sorry, where are you reading that? B?
Number-
B, number 4.
Yeah, thank you.
In article number 4B?
No,
Am I backwards tonight?
article number 1, first page, B, and then you get to the second page and it's number 4.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
see? Yeah.
Oh, the PWD, you might want to
Portland
change
Water
it to,
District, you might
because that
want-
could be Public Works Department too.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Change it to
I'll-
Portland Water
I'll
District.
spell it out, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
And then was there anything else for the beach?
I know we don't have a date yet. Everything else is consistent with the time, not going over 9 o'clock, written minutes of the beach committee.
Okay.
The rest is pretty much how it was, except there were corrections with grammar and spelling and,
And all the, just a fine tooth comb, you got all boards off there and you put.
I need to go back through it one more time because if you do the search and replace, there's Board of Selectmen and so it
Yeah, I
kind
get
of
it. Yeah,
skewed
you have
my
to go
thinking,
through.
yeah. So I'll go and do another draft through.
Okay.
Looks a lot better.
I think that's a pretty decent update on that one. You know, again, just spelling out a few things.
Yep.
Is there anybody else that have any comments about the beach one?
Are you just going to have this committee look at, 15 years down the road, or 6 months, and probably to that point, as far as looking at bathrooms, the security, the parking and that, and the actual infrastructure. When you get to, which you're gonna have to address one of these days, the actual use of that with residential, recreational, commercial, and how it ties into what we're doing with.
Well, I think we decided the use of the beach was going to be separate from the beach committee. We said that last week, yeah, yeah,
Well, that's usually policy, so.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think this is fine for the beach. I mean, again,
Yep.
is there anyone else on the board that?
Well, I have a suggestion.
Sure.
Yep.
Just a point of order. We do have public here that has interest. We have other public that has interest. I'd like to put off any vote on accepting these.
Well, we can't
Thank you.
we can't vote in a workshop anyway.
Understood, but even tonight, later, I would like the public to have their hands on all three of these. And I know that means a lot of copies for somebody here, but, and we're just getting them right now, final copies. I'd like to vote on them next meeting and give the public some time to review them as well.
I mean, are we gonna have-
I'm fine with what you've done, and thank you very much.
Well,
I mean,
I have a comment on that. We're gonna have the public dictate the bylaws?
No, but I think it's a point of order, it's a serious piece of business for the town. I think the public needs to have access to these documents.
I think you have on your agenda, I put committee review.
Yeah, we have committee
And when you
reviews.
get to that point, you can discuss what you want to do with it, what you can table it.
And I think when they're finalized, we'll put them out in the town
But
website.
we're expecting this is pretty close to final, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it could be
I'm
something.
thinking so,
There could be
'cause-
something that shows up later too, and we augment them, but I'm not trying to put it
Well,
off at
no, I
district
just-
work in
I think
any way.
it's-
It's a nice piece of work, Carol.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, the planning board bylaws, the planning board did them, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't,
yeah.
I
It can be
understand
done.
it's
I
interesting,
mean, they can
it's,
do
yeah,
it, but I
Yeah.
don't find it necessary.
but it's just kind of giving guidelines for committees.
Yeah.
So I think we
I
need
like the
to.
idea of that too. I'm not saying I don't,
So I have 2 extra
Yeah, so-
copies of each one, if you guys want to share. Thank you, Karen.
Thank you.
Because Richard's not here, so I did have extra.
All right,
So
let's do.
but I agree with you, I think it's our,
I think it's our
Our job
responsibility
too.
and our
Yeah.
job personally, but
I do too.
we can bring that up in the meeting because we
Yeah.
can't vote here, so it doesn't
Merle's got a
matter.
question.
Oh,
So is the Parks and Recreation Director going to be an ex officio member of the Beach Committee?
are they gonna be a part of it?
Ex officio member, not voting, but participating.
Just sit on the board, you mean, right?
he can go to
I
the
mean,
meetings.
he can go to the meetings. I
Be
mean,
useful.
Any town,
I mean, his
employee or whatever, I
they're,
mean,
they're public meetings.
Yeah.
yeah, they're public
they're all
meetings, it's not like they can't.
What are you saying, that you'd like them to sit on it, and so they
I think it
over,
would be appropriate because
yeah,
much of what's discussed, you'll probably have some input to.
I think
In
it's,
addition to which, whatever comes out of the final decision process, will select board.
I think it's probably going to be up to the town manager to decide where his staff goes.
Yeah, his staff goes.
Meetings, if he thinks it's appropriate with the conduct of what's on that agenda, he's certainly going to be involved because it's certainly.
That's a good question. Do we have agendas on here?
yeah, I believe so.
Just want to double check, because that's important. I don't think that people should be
Prior to
reading.
consideration of any agenda item before the beach committee,
Okay.
each committee,
Okay.
yeah. So there is agenda.
Okay. Comprehensive,
One more question.
oh, sorry.
So is the Beach Committee going to be a permanent committee or is it
No,
just
it's
a
time.
project?
It's a project, it's time.
So does the bylaws specify a timeframe?
A year,
A year?
yep,
Okay.
yep. If you want my copy, you're welcome to it. This has been emailed to
No, they
me.
have
We're
something.
sure it
Oh,
will.
okay, okay. All right, comprehensive,
Okay, so I added the part that we needed for roles and responsibilities of the comprehensive plan committee members. The comprehensive plan committee members will be reviewing the existing comprehensive plan and working with it with, is it North Star LLC or is it Northside?
North
Star.
I think we have that, right?
It's what?
I'll double check, but I think we
North
have
Star.
it correct.
North Star.
Is it LLC or just, or is it
I'll double check.
Okay. After I wrote this, I kind of questioned myself. So working with North Star to create and update, typo. Comprehensive plan committee members should suggest ideas, thoughts, and creative plans on ideas related to vision and community goals, land use, housing, transportation and mobility, economic development, natural resources and environment, community facilities and services, population and demographics, historic and cultural resources, implementation plan, other materials as needed.
So what you have with this committee, which is a very typical committee to have, is that they work with the people doing the comprehensive plan and town staff, and then once you have this comprehensive plan and you do go through the process and you go to town meeting and they approve it, and don't approve it, approved by the state person that goes there, and then you will be doing another committee, except it will be the implementation committee to
Yeah.
ensure that
Right.
what's put in there gets implemented.
Right.
Two separate committees.
Yeah.
So that's very, just ties right to the comprehensive plan very well.
So is there anything else in that you would add, Michael?
No, I think, I'll double check the listing, but I think you hit all
Okay.
the checking points on it.
Okay.
We probably should put something as an ending date. I don't think this one has an ending date. That when the comprehensive plan is finished or finalized,
That, like the committee will
the
conclude?
committee will dissolve.
So the adoption of the plan by the legislative body.
Yeah, you want to write that in there?
Yeah, I would make a recommendation that we word that, tie it to when it's approved by the town meeting, that officially ends the committee. That way, if it goes on an extra year, you haven't put yourself in a box. And it's gonna have to be approved by the town meeting before
Yep.
it goes to the state anyway.
Okay.
You're going to want your implementation committee to be a lot smaller
Yes.
than that.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So
Otherwise, yeah,
it's,
just, yeah,
otherwise it's pretty much the same.
Same.
It just,
again, just double
Karen's
check
got a
the board part. That's it.
Karen's got a question.
Oh, sorry.
On the next to last page, you guys did away with alternates, correct?
yes.
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 Paragraph B, under get the header. Voting and recommendations, still mentions an alternate.
I will correct that. So I corrected it in one copy. I missed it in this one.
It's
Thank
also
you.
in the comprehensive plan.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we do not.
Suggestion, because I've never been through this either. Should we be running this set of bylaws by North Star?
The only thing we're
Well,
putting, we can. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but I mean, I put them
I don't know
as,
if this is even done under their structures.
yeah, so I put North Star in the comprehensive
Yeah.
plan as being the
Michael,
point
you got any
person.
clarity
Yeah.
to
It's
that?
clarity that they're working with
Yeah.
North Star,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's just basically rules for everyone to behave.
Understood.
They're not gonna
Okay.
want no
I
part
don't
of
know the
that.
process well enough to know
Okay.
if this might interfere with some of their activities.
I'm not concerned. But we have to be accountable for our committee, our people
We had
versus,
a very good first meeting, and the committee members that were there, almost everybody showed up. Ones that were called and said they weren't going to make it, and concerned a little bit about the size, but I think the size is going to be helpful with the statistical samples to get stuff in. But it went very smooth, and hopefully the next one.
nice.
and I still think there's gonna be drops.
Yeah.
There's gonna be drops.
Summer's coming, it's
So,
good.
yeah, people get warm, they're not gonna wanna,
So I'll make those updates to that.
okay.
And I promise I will email you guys
Yeah,
when I make these corrections.
that's fine.
And then the last one is the road committee.
Karen's got another question.
Under acceptance, under Article 4, you have executive secretary, but that's not listed as one of the officer positions.
I will fix that as well.
Just details.
No, it's good,
No,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Another set of eyes is
Because
always
after
good.
you went through these like 10 times each for each, it
They
kind
blend
of.
together.
Yeah. So thank you for catching that. I really needed someone just to say so. Okay. And a stuffing spell check or grammar check would behind, so. Okay, and then the road committee. So the roles and responsibilities of the road committee members, I wrote the road committee members will be addressing the condition of the town roads and document recommendations for improvement. The information shall be presented to the town of Sebago Selectmen to determine next steps to move forward.
I think that the town manager needs to be involved in that as well, or somewhere.
So Sebago Select Board and town manager?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's gonna have to be brought forward to the road and,
So that probably should be
or,
on all of them.
yeah,
Yep. And I will add that.
what do you think? Yeah?
Yeah.
Because if, there's gonna have to be a meeting with
Yep,
yeah,
got it.
the road people. If there's anyone that want to take a quick peek and look at it and see if there's any other corrections or anything you want to add or subtract or,
Well, I think Sue did the rules and responsibilities of each one and did her indicators on it. It probably needs a final edit to go through it, so she didn't do a final edit.
Yeah.
So I think that just needs
Yeah.
the final edit to look
Yep.
at stuff.
Yeah.
that Karen's-
Totally agree.
what?
Good job, Sue.
Does someone have a,
Thank you.
Karen, did you have something? Oh, okay.
She's
I
already,
thought I heard Karen has a question.
Oh, no,
My head
no,
was
Oh,
in-
now you got Merle.
Oh, all right, well, you know.
she's already asked her 5 questions.
For the road committee, in their first meeting, is there yet an inventory of the town roads?
I know the town.
Is there an inventory? I believe there
Yes,
is.
there
It would
is.
be something that we'd have to get from,
No, we got it right
No,
now.
we've
We
got,
got it right in the office.
we got our own.
I know the roads.
We got our own road inventory, and then we have the state's listing that we get reimbursement for local road assistance, or they changed it to Europe, they changed it back and forth.
He's right, it'd be good to have those
We got
documents.
it. We got the inventory right
Is
now.
that something-
Has not
Simple.
kind of knowledgeable.
isn't that something
Will
we
that
can get
inventory
from,
be available for-
Is that something
Yeah.
that's accessible?
It's right in,
on the
it's
website?
right in the office.
I don't think it's on the website.
No.
No, we got the road inventory list right in there. It's
in the-
simple.
How big
It
is
is, it
it?
is in the office?
Yeah, we got a road inventory list right in the
How big is
office.
it?
Huh?
How big is it?
It's not that big.
No?
I was
Okay.
scared, I was just
It's
scared.
just
I
got,
didn't
it's
realize
like,
it was
it's
here.
got, public easements of blue, not public easement, private, and then the public easement roads are on there in a different color, and then the actual town roads are on there.
We got rods, dimensions.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
state's listing on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that was up here. I thought.
Ox,
I thought that
one
was
ox
down
cart road. Seriously?
We have to certify that every year to the state.
Roads?
Yeah.
Oh, when does that get done? No?
We did that a couple of months ago, I think.
Okay, so the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, I was just curious.
Tina's got a question.
Who?
Yes, Tina.
Tina?
On the comprehensive plan, on the second page, number 4, it says an appointed resource for comprehensive plan. Should we not just say a secretary or a person?
Well, we did appointed resource because we didn't know if it was going to be a town person or if it was going to be a member on that board. So last meeting, we decided to use appointed resource.
Okay, it's confusing, maybe that's okay, fine.
It's basically, it gives the option if North Star's gonna, they're probably gonna control that part of it. They're gonna be the ones, so
Nobody
basically
wants
the
to
committee's
do
working
secretary.
alongside of
Yeah.
North Star.
Okay.
So it's really gonna be
Yeah.
their direction, they're gonna come in and probably subcommittee everybody out and it's to help them.
Can you do it?
Okay,
Sweet, thank you for all the work.
you're welcome.
Very good job, so.
Thank you.
Last question.
You
Was
promise?
it decided who was going to be removed from the road committee? Because we had a quorum of 7
Yeah.
members on it.
We need to revoke.
Yeah, we
I
need to
did
still
mention
talk
that.
about
We still
that.
gotta talk about that,
Yep.
but we'll do that in our select board meeting.
Yep,
Yep. Well, that was easy.
that was quick
And
and easy, yeah.
we do have a public hearing before the next select board
Yeah.
meeting we have. So when we start that, we will be having a public hearing for liquor license. Just
What Sylvia's.
What's
All right,
that?
so we can end
Sylvia's, the one,
end the workshop if you'd like and take a few.
Yep.
the one
Shut
that
off?
we did usually. Sylvia's, that the one that.
I don't know. All right, so we're gonna close the workshop at what, 5:50 PM?
To be processed more efficiently through the town and make it quicker and be less expensive. And it's typical in a lot of towns that have that, to allow some of that authority to the town staff. It's basically usually staff review would be code enforcement officer, town manager, the fire chief, public works, to look at these smaller projects, which could be shorter back lot driveways and such like that. And then also to look at the clarification of our ordinance review process. So, as you know, last year we passed in the budget to have a money set for the ordinance review committee, okay? So we have up to a certain amount of money to do ordinance review. Right now, the ordinance review money is coming out of our planning budget that's in there, 20,000. Because the ordinance review committee no longer exists, I believe that with a straight face, we can use some of those monies for legal and our planning services to review them. But for me to do that, I would want this board to vote to agree that the ordinance review committee money that was set aside to review ordinances either legally or through our engineering services that go to the town manager to be approved, and anything outside that's not recommended by the board for the projects go to the board first, that we could expend some of those funds to do some of these ordinances review, because some of them are going to need to be legally reviewed, and some of them are put together by planning services. The guy that works, that you've met several times, is very good at writing them, and a lot of them are generic. So as far as moving forward with these ordinances and hitting the legal review or having the planning continue to do that, I'd like to see you guys vote to say yes, that pass the straight face test, allow the treasurer to transfer those funds. But also, before these contracts are extended out, is to look to draw a clarity on what we're using our planning services for and where our code enforcement officer and a planning assistant, land use assistant fits in with that. The more we use our land use assistant and our code enforcement officer into this, the more it's going to streamline it, it's going to cost us less money. And then there's areas that are beyond their expertise, like every other town. That's why they hire engineers and such to do that stuff.
Makes sense.
So very open for thought.
So, I'd like to see, I know we talked many times, I don't know if this was ever developed, about the flow of how things come in. So originally, the applications were going to the CEO. If it was a major, it was going to the planner. The others were being handled by the CEO. I don't think that's happening today. The CEO was also going to be the support for the planning board. If the CEO had questions, they were going to the planner, not everyone going to the planner.
It shouldn't be. Anything that goes to the planner should be going through either myself or the code enforcement officer, because the planner, there's nobody else can obligate. It'd be like one of you going to the lawyer or going to the engineer.
Yeah.
Go to them. I'm not going to pay them.
Yeah, no,
I have
but
no
that makes
obligation to
sense.
pay them.
And I think, and it all is supposed to come in
And
the
it has to
office.
go through a legal warrant, and that's just state law. And I'm not saying it's holding up stuff, but that's the way it flows. But any way you look at it, no matter what the project is, it's got to come in that door, and somebody needs to look at it to see
If it's a
If it's warranted.
what stage it's at, and where it needs to go. I mean, that's
Yep.
just- And there's always going to be, people say, well, the coverage, the people that do the escrows and the fees need to cover all that. There's always going to be what ifs and what nots and things that come in that door that we need to provide a service that isn't going to be 100% covered by plowing the road.
No, understand. But I don't think it's following that process today. And I think the CEO needs to be more involved. I mean, the CEO used to sit at the planning board table. I don't know why she doesn't anymore.
I think, well, and the code enforcement officer works for me, and she is directed to go to those meetings, and she will be going to those meetings.
Yeah.
The planning board has its own autonomy, absolutely, but the two can't work without each other.
No, I understand. And I think the questions from the planning board should be going to Christina. And she deserves the respect of her position.
I thought there was procedures that were supposed to be adopted.
I thought those were the
Yeah, so-
procedures.
I pulled out, went in and pulled up, and I thought they were supposed to be adopted, because that's exactly how it was
We were
worded, that it was supposed to
creating a
come in.
workflow. Yes, we were creating a workflow, and I don't know if that ever was completed.
I would,
Doesn't seem like it.
and I know we had this discussion before, and I was told that these things go in different directions, but at the end of the day, I know
It's
what
costing us more
happened with
money.
the ordinances, and I know, and I read the contract, I know what
Well,
the contract says.
you need to know where the money's going, and it needs to be designated by a person of a town manager or a code enforcement, that's the bottom line.
To release those monies, though, what I'm concerned about
We're
is
paying
that
for it.
it's going to be, something that's gonna be, what am I trying to get at? Not accepted. If we release that money that was designated for the ordinance committee,
Yeah.
then it's going to be, something that's gonna be wanting a line item for the planning board, which I don't,
Well,
I don't know if, it's gotta be reconstructed as far
those
as I'm
monies were
concerned.
specifically put
Well,
aside for ordinance review.
For what?
And to review our ordinances that we bring forward.
Right.
And I don't think it's an issue using those funds, because we're gonna get to the point with the ordinances we have. And these ordinances agreed upon, selectmen saying, yes, these are ordinances that we're gonna put on a warrant, the planning board works on, and the planning board works on it. And then we go, planning board says, we need a planning, or at this point, do we want to legally review it? Then we get the legal warrant, I call up the lawyer and said, review these sections that we need. That's all straight face, that was the intention of it.
Tina's got a question.
Now, there's,
Yeah.
Okay, I think there are too many people with too many fingers in the pie. You number one, Michael, okay? Christina is the one that has that information come in. It is her responsibility to determine if it's a major project, to include the town planner. The town planner was supposed to pay for itself when we started out. Now, if in fact, and I'm not undermining Christina, but if in fact Christina can't determine whether it's a major or a minor project, we need to let her go. You should not be involved in that on a daily basis, because too many cooks in the kitchen screw it up.
So you're mixing up my involvement with that. So Christina works for me directly, all administrative functions go through me, and I oversee everybody, okay? When these come in, I do not micromanage what is major, what is minor. What I do is when that comes forward, is I make sure that her request is on a legal warrant, and that we're gonna legally expend these funds. It's gonna go to the selectmen for approval. As far as the day-to-day operation, do I talk to a code enforcement officer day-to-day for an hour each day? Yes, I do, because she asks me questions, and I'm always gonna do that. But that's her job, you're absolutely right, to do that job, and she's capable of doing that.
Yes, she is.
If the planning, when these come in, and to say that we're gonna use a planner for, especially, for 4 hours, 1 hour office hours a week and such that, we cannot expect the town as a whole, that somebody that comes in that's gonna need to put an escrow in to subsidize other things that planner may be doing for us that we're never gonna get reimbursement from. I mean, that's just natural. If we could have people with their escrows cover most of their costs, that's great, that's the intent of that. But there are some day-to-day stuff, there are some ordinances that we look at ourselves that has nothing to do with anybody putting an application in. There's a cost to that also.
But also, Michael, the planning board is not stepping up to its responsibility. They're relying on the town planner to tell them what to do.
Which is not.
And that
supposed to
bothers me to no end. If we're on a board to help determine the ordinances in this town, then leave it alone. That planner should not be at our planning board meetings for the entire meeting.
So,
that's,
okay, but,
oh, go ahead.
sorry, I'm gonna ask a question. So when something comes in, you're telling me right now, when it comes into this office, the CEO determines whether it's a major or minor, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta start somewhere.
Christina,
It's Christina.
Right.
Goes to the CEO, she determines it's a major or minor. My next question is when it goes to the planning board, she says, okay, this is a minor. Does that get discussed, does the planning board discuss that with the planner?
So
Now, yeah.
Now we do.
Everything.
But the planning
So,
board,
all right, so what you're telling me, no matter if it's a major or a minor, right now it's being discussed with the planner, no matter what.
but
So-
the planning board, just let me interject, the planning board has the right to say it's a major. If it's Christina, that's my understanding. If she said it's a minor, but they see more involved, they can change it to a
They can
major.
change it to a
Our
major.
determination goes to the planning board.
Yes.
And the planning board can change that determination.
Yes.
And that's what they're there for.
But again, are they,
But they shouldn't have the planner making that decision
the
for
planner
them.
should, yeah.
Well, that is, I guess, is what we have to look at, is what we want in our contract, what's our planning gonna be used for, and how much we're gonna utilize our planning code office.
That's right, and therefore, it needs to be cut down because it's $20,000 that the town appropriated for the planner, supposedly to phase out as the escrows were being built in to pay for the planner.
And
The
it-
planner was never intended to be a cost to this town.
But
So ma-
it was never intended for the planner to be at every planning board meeting
No,
either.
it wasn't.
To me, it sounds like a lack of communication between our code
They don't have a
enforcement
procedure.
and the planning board. They gotta learn to work together.
Well, you need to go back and start and look at the changes that were made to the ordinance.
Oh, I get it.
And the contract, so it's not
It's
as cut and dry as you
yeah,
make
it's
it.
not
No,
cut
I
and
know,
dry.
but I try to make stuff cut and dry.
So I would, but I
I
would
like
like
that.
to see, I would like to see that workflow. I mean, I know there's gray areas, there's always gonna be gray areas, but I'd like to see that workflow. I don't know if it ever was developed, but I don't agree the town planner should be in every single planning board meeting. I
Well,
think the town
we
planner
have
should
to
work
look
with
at the contract
Christina.
we're gonna sign with them, and also how much the planner and the code, and we have good people in there, how much is involved in that, and, you know, a lot of it goes forward, no matter what it is, it can come in and look like, there's no doubt that what size project it is, but we still know at our level what's needed to even be seen to not waste the planning board's time, you know,
So-
we know the minimum that needs to
No,
go
I
there.
agree,
Yeah.
and I agree also, I think the role the town planner comes and plays, I think that should be Christina. Christina should be able to answer those questions. If she can't, I would expect her to go ask the town planner or go to her other resources that she uses. I know she's very good at researching, but I don't think the town planner needs to be in every meeting.
No, and you gotta remember that the town planner may be written into the ordinances and the code enforcement officer, but also, the town planner is hired by me. And if I say Christina's the planner and the code enforcement officer, and she can sub out what she doesn't need to do, that can happen. And so, there needs to be
Sounds like a better way of funding, I'll tell you that. Where's the line item for the town planner on this report? I'm just briefly going through it back here. Where are we today?
Started out under the CEO, I don't know if it's
Under the
still there.
CEO?
The other thing that you should know, Michael, is that the town planner was written in all of those ordinances because the CEO was written in those ordinances.
I'm
Now, the
sorry, my
CEO
ears are ringing real bad.
I said, the reason that the town planner is written in so many places in our ordinances,
It's because it was specific to the CEO prior.
the explanation was because the CEO was written in the ordinances.
Yeah.
Now, the one that can address that is Phil Lowe.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can, Phil, you're the one that started with.
Well, I did, and it's a good idea, and it serves the town more professionally than it was being served
It
prior to
isn't
that.
now.
I don't agree.
What's that?
It isn't now. It
Well,
is more.
you're right, the workflow is not finely tuned to the ordinance at this time. And you're right, the planner doesn't have to be at every meeting. It was intended to be an as-needed basis.
The planning board is ceremony.
And the idea was the planner would get involved for two segments of the process. One is early determination of what the process has got to be. And that happens between the planning board and the planner and the CEO. All three are probably involved to a degree. What covers that early piece is the fee for the application. At some point, and if a project's big enough to continue, then the escrow
Yeah, but I'm
account
just
comes
looking at
in,
that,
and the applicant should pay all of
To
it.
that point, or is that
So
already?
getting a consistent operating town manager has been part of the problem, because we've changed town managers too often. We'd like not to keep doing this, but the bottom line is it has.
$5,000.
The other, there's another whole, they'll get to you in a minute. There's another whole piece of cost that's coming at us from the state that this workflow issue is not a part of. And it's gonna cost our CEO's department more money, because more housing, up to now 4 units on a single lot, all has to go through CEO, not the planning board. So there is not only a workflow
Yeah, but then it goes
identification.
into subdivision, and that goes to the planning board.
That's another.
Oh.
Correct, but that's not, there used to be 3 units,
Okay,
now
so-
it's 5.
So here's the part that I'm losing my mind on. Okay, we're what, February what?
Yep,
The hell's the date? The 3rd. We've already spent $14,000 on the town planner.
Isn't it a fiscal year then?
It's fiscal, so it's
Okay.
still,
Alright, so what though?
Well, let me tell you
It's not, but I mean, that's insane.
well, let me tell you another aspect of this that adds to that. It's not the whole thing, but it's a piece of that. We have a young lady who is honest to a fault, as long as the day is long. And I will back her any which way that it happens, as long as she's doing the best job she can. You made a comment that's not wrong, but she is in training, and you're gonna pay a higher number because she's gotta call the planner to get things that she ought to have from experience, but she doesn't have the experience. So you gotta give her a bit of a break there. There's a training cost.
But my understanding is that she's pretty up to speed and caught up to everything
Well, I
she
think-
has to.
That will
I don't
take
get
some
into
time.
personnel.
I'm not gonna get into
but
personnel.
that
You gotta be
office is-
fair.
That office is, their certifications there are up to as much as anybody else, but we're also doing back work, but another part of the cost that you're having in there right now is that we are paying to have some of our ordinances, help with the ordinances too, which is, we're probably doing more ordinances right now than you normally would do, let me put it that way.
Michael,
Well,
the
we've only put it,
responsibility for writing the ordinances falls on the planning board.
Yep.
Period.
Does
We
not.
get, wait a minute, please. We should be plowing through the language for those ordinances.
Agreed.
Then turn it over to the planner, if we so choose, which would be the smart thing to do. But it's not fiscally responsible to give that responsibility to the town planner to write our ordinances.
No, it is not.
And
no,
not.
because
That
we're
was not
paying,
the idea.
I'm not
I know it's
arguing.
not, but that's what's happening.
And Tina, I'm not arguing the process, what I'm stating is the fact of why that account's at 70% spent.
Why what?
Why that account's 70% spent.
70%.
spent.
This
But
spot,
I think Tina's just pointing out.
plus the fact, I
that-
mean, you gotta think about it, we have not only the CEO sitting in on these meetings, we're paying for her, the town planner, and we got Garrett. I mean, this is out of control.
the
Yeah.
debt,
Ridiculous.
there's,
It's out of control.
there's $5,833.58 left in that account for this
That's,
year.
Till July?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
yeah, which,
So-
and then how
Well-
much, yeah, that's,
So the
how
first-
many majors, how many projects are on the table that they're working on? And did they get, and do you invite them to, does the planner get invited to every meeting?
We're supposed to be able to invite him, but he's just automatically there because the CEO, they work hand in hand.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm finding this a little out of control.
Well, I
If you
don't think
haven't
the
read the
town planner needs to
contract,
be at the meetings.
I advise you to read the contract so you can see what
Yeah, yeah. I wanna
legally
read it.
deal with, okay?
Yep,
And so you know, and because that's the reality I deal with. But currently, putting the budget forward, I would like to run that through, that we are gonna start utilizing Garrett and the code enforcement officer more through this process, and keeping the budget for the planner about the same, so we can figure out what our expenditures are gonna be.
So there's another piece to this puzzle that we created when this board abandoned the planner committee, or the ordinance committee. Sorry, wrong term.
Didn't abandon it, we
So-
dissolved it.
But the
We
bottom
dissolved
line
it.
is, that body was given $20,000 to operate and work with legal and develop ordinances. How much of that money's been spent?
But that body is also the same.
That's what he was
Please-
asking, though.
Please answer that. How much of that money on that account's been spent on the
When you
ordinance
raise,
committee?
you
Zero.
raise money for reserve.
That's the problem.
No, has the town planner has nothing to do with ordinances.
And it shouldn't.
He,
Nothing to do with ordinances.
Well,
They're
he
not
does.
hired to do ordinance. If
you
you
can say
read,
that all day long. but
I'm
he's-
gonna say that all day long.
He's gonna have a voice in it.
Why would he have a voice?
If
It's the planning board.
If the CEO or the planning board has a question,
No, it
that's
should
a reference to talk to it at half the cost of legal.
It should
That-
be the
which
CEO
is-
that's talking to
but
the
it's a
planner.
I understand that.
So I-
But
I
the
agree.
point is, the planner has nothing to do with the ordinances at all. He could review it on request, but it should be the
Absolutely.
lawyer
But they just said-
overall at the end of the day.
they just
And,
said-
and with all
You
due
don't have to
respect,
holler. I can
we
hear
have
you.
so much conflicting ordinances in this town, it's ridiculous. Have you read this? Read it again.
So what is that, Carol?
This is our ordinance with our town planner, written all over it, between the CEO and the town
Yeah.
planner.
Yeah?
Okay, back when the select board was putting all this to play, all you did was top-heavy the town with a town planner because of the control factor.
Well,
It's
it
costing
has-
us more money.
It has to be administered correctly.
Michael,
Well-
will you ask?
And that assumes,
I-
that assumes, can I finish this statement?
can.
That assumes a CEO that knows all of this stuff to
She's
start
not
with.
stupid.
I didn't say that.
She
You did.
knows what she's doing.
Yes, she
The
does.
problem
And I
is,
applaud
no one
her.
gives any of our employees any credit of it. I'm sorry, I don't agree with this.
Listen,
This
We can
angers
hook
me.
It's-
all
it's
Hey,
county-
enough. We're done with this.
Good night, Carol.
I'll present in my budget where I think that ought to be, and then when we go through the planning
But-
budget committee process, I do, please read what we're dealing with the current contract. I did not extend it, okay?
Yeah.
I was willing to extend it out long enough so they wouldn't go anywhere, to say it with good faith, but I think you need to look at the verbiage in that.
Michael, were you asking us to take the funds from that was put aside for the ordinance to put towards?
I think if we need some of
Expenditures.
those funds that was put aside for ordinance review.
Yep.
To
That's
have what
what's
we're working
needed.
on right now reviewed, I think it's a straight face, but like I
Okay.
said, I would want the.
Do you want a
board to
motion for that?
No, I
We get rid
personally,
of the
I'm not
committee,
gonna,
but
I don't
we
think
left
we
the
need an
money out.
emotion for that because we don't even know what they're working on.
Yeah, I
We
get
we
that.
truly don't know what they're working on.
No, I agree with that.
Well, there's 3 ordinances that they have on their agenda for next planning board
I
meeting.
think
But
we're gonna get I
Can
think
I
we're gonna have
finish
a
too?
small update now.
Because I would like to, when can we say that the town planner does not need to be at the planning board meetings? I don't think he needs to be.
Would anybody like to hear from me at all?
Yes,
Well, we're
it-
talking right now,
Oh,
so I
we're
want to
done.
finish what we're talking about.
We're done. We're
I
not done.
just-
I'm not voting on anything tonight with this, I'm not.
I do wanna mention that Bob is gonna, we added on.
Under board and committees, when
Yeah, we
the
added on a
time's
board
right.
committee on there,
Yeah.
and Bob was here, and he was gonna discuss.
Yeah, we have added two extra ordinances that we haven't talked about with you yet in the last couple of weeks. And those are both relating to the fire department.
Yep,
They're on the agenda for the next planning board meeting. Yeah.
we've
Yep.
seen that.
Well, we can't comment on anything until it's brought to the select board level. So you guys do what you have to do, but there's no approvals or no going forward until it approaches the select board. Right now, the select board gave direction to the planning board on what to work on. But we still haven't heard back from your committee, your planning board, from those directions. So we right now don't know what you're working on.
We are working
And if you, well, we don't have anything, we have no updates, so coming up here and giving us a verbal update,
We did,
when it's a town ordinance, as far as I'm concerned, is hearsay. It's not something, if it's in writing, we don't have anything in writing from you guys.
Carolyn, is the ones that did you send us the ones for the
No, not the ones.
for Sebago Place basically, and any place like that?
Nuisance alarm.
That's one of them?
Yeah, nuisance alarm and the dry hydrant ordinance.
I know, but
We got that in our emails. I got it.
Right, we got it in our emails, but it hasn't been met with the planning board.
No,
They haven't discussed it, they haven't put it in place.
so that's what you're talking about? I was
So
just trying to clear
they-
what I
we
was thinking.
can't- we are not gonna be able to do anything about that until they meet, have their meetings, do whatever they gotta
Yep.
do. If they feel it's important enough to come to the select board, then they're gonna have to do it appropriately, come through the
I was
proper
just-
channels and bring it to the select
No,
board.
I was just checking to see what them are the ones you're working on. that they're
I don't
offering.
even know what they're working on.
Okay,
So
I was just trying to
I asked
gather.
Christina the other day, hey, just curious, and does anybody know what the planning board and where they're at with their ordinances? Because TikTok, it's February.
Well, I sent an email to, I can't remember who I sent it. It went to Garrett, I believe, that answered me when I asked what those 3 ordinances were.
The one that we just got in the other day?
The one that are on the next planning board
Nuisance.
agenda.
Oh, yeah, I saw
So Garrett
that.
sent out, and then I forwarded it to all of you, because he sent it directly to me. But,
No, I appreciate the
No.
information and being informed,
yeah,
but
But
they do, I agree.
bottom line is all our employees need respect and she needs to sit on that board.
she needs to
And
be a part of that.
part of
board.
it, we always had a code enforcement on the board of planning board, so it's a good thing to have her there and use her for as much resource as you can, is how I feel.
She needs to, I think, my opinion, she needs to be doing what the town planner is doing. She needs to be that voice
Yeah.
on that planning board.
That's good with me.
And I don't. think
That's
the
how it
town-
Gonna
always
save
used
us
to be.
money.
It's always was
When I
like
sat
that.
on
And
the
if she
planning
has
board.
questions to go to the next level.
Yep,
So
But that would be her decision.
I had, we're still stuck on the town manager and treasurer here.
Oh, yeah, you got that?
So if you would like to move to the reports for town officials, select board, and then you have board committee, if you, Bob was kind enough to come here, and yes, we do like to have stuff ahead of time, so we have a ton of them, but Bob did
We can-
take time to show it.
I don't think we have a problem with that. I think if the boards, any boards and committees, if anybody wants to approach, Bob, I know you're here.
So what would you like me to approach to?
if you don't have anything, if you do.
If you have nothing to add, I mean, the boards and committees, again, it's an open dialogue. If, apparently you're working on things, all I can say is that when you're ready, approach, go through the proper procedure and send it to the town manager, and then the town manager puts it on the agenda of the select board, and then we'll review it.
We have been working on gravel roads, and private roads. We have been working on marijuana. We already had a couple of ordinances in place as well, if you're aware of the cement and concrete plant and the asphalt plants. What you weren't aware of that we're working on is the stuff for the fire department. Just those.
So the concrete plants, why does that keep coming up? I thought
But that
that
was
was,
just an update.
that's
to
an
the-
update to the chart.
That was to the land use
There's
table.
things. We only have one. We can't have none of them. And we don't have to have all of them, but we can have one.
What are you talking about?
The cement and all of that stuff. We're not working on those ordinances.
No,
Those weren't
Because they
supposed to
said-
be ordinances, they were supposed to be
No,
updates.
Those are gonna go.
they were updated on the chart.
They were supposed to be.
Those are already
the land
voted
use.
through.
They were supposed to be updates to the land use
Chart.
chart.
Charles?
It says
So were they
That's it.
updated?
No, there, but they're not, what can I say, they haven't gone through the whole process yet.
Ratified?
We did bring them through a hearing a long time ago,
Right,
okay? We did do that,
yes, you did.
So
and we have since altered them a little bit.
So you had,
Because
you
they
actually
never-
went back on it? Well, we didn't approve that to have you work on
Well,
that
this is
again.
going on a year, working on updating a
Why
land
would
use
the planning
table.
board
I
be
don't-
working back on that when we've already
I
put
don't
it through
understand.
and we were just to update the
You
chart?
asked us last year.
No, we did not ask you.
You asked us last year not to put those to for a town vote,
That's correct.
very simply.
So Bob,
So we held off on it.
can I ask a question? So we knew last year that was gonna,
Yeah, you
didn't go on the warrant, so
I
this
didn't
year
do
we should simply
anything.
take it on the warrant. You
All
made
we
some
asked was to update.
I
minor
wasn't
changes,
sure of that.
but it probably, at that point, it doesn't need another public hearing, because the changes
that a
are
part of
hard
the
enough to
chart?
make the changes.
Don't you have that?
Or did we look at the setback to the town meeting, is it too far for that one?
I
So the
used-
just minor changes that aren't considered worthy of a public hearing, is that correct?
Okay, that's fine.
To update the land use table, is that what you're saying? It
I'm
doesn't-
just saying, he said that we had it, we had it finished, it didn't get it on the warrant, we passed. We made some slight changes, if they're cosmetic changes, I have to look at the time frame away from the town meeting if it's needed for another public hearing. But you're just saying it was minor changes made, not major changes.
What's considered minor?
What's considered minor?
It should be
It's
updated.
usually like just slight verbiage and cosmetics and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not a significant.
Misspellings.
Why is there verbiage if it's going into the land use table? I'm confused.
I was giving an example, I'm sorry.
No, okay, no, it should be, I don't know, it should be going to the land use table, can you have it here, here, and here? And we said no to all of them, correct?
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
look back at my
I'm
notes.
still kind of puzzled with why it's
Tina,
not
can you
anywhere.
bring some light?
On the land use table that you did last meeting, okay, I'm talking with the town planner. All right, we're looking at no asphalt paving. It's no right across the board.
Right,
But by state law, you cannot eliminate everything because it's discrimination.
okay,
So we decided to have, I believe it was the temporary concrete plant
okay.
out of all of them. And that has to come before the planning board.
Temporary and also a temporary asphalt.
I disagree with you.
Okay. No, I'm not
We
sure.
only have one.
Look,
So that would make sense, but still, it's updating the land use table, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, so we have to go back to, I'll look back at my notes on how far we got on that, and probably because of that change, it was have to go again.
We only have to have one, and it only has to be a temporary thing.
yeah, I understand, that makes sense, yeah.
Bob, your next meeting is when? 'Cause-
Next Tuesday.
Well, it's not next Tuesday because we canceled that meeting
Next
because
Tuesday's
we have the
canceled.
200th anniversary.
Oh, okay, no,
212.
2/12, thank you.
next Thursday,
Thursday.
okay. So can we make the decision to have the town planner not attend that meeting? Why are we paying?
Shouldn't that be a call by the planning board chair?
No, that should be
No,
called
that is
by the
no, that's-
CEO.
Whether that's needed or not?
I think it should be a call
It's the
made by the code
CEO.
enforcement
I
officer.
think the code
I do too.
enforcement
Not
should
for
be
the
doing that
planning
like
board.
it used to be.
I'll meet with staff tomorrow and we'll go.
That's
over
not
that.
how it works.
That's how
It's
it
not how
was,
it worked because you guys changed it.
that's how it was set up in the beginning
In
to
the
work.
beginning, when we had the code officer sit at the table all the time.
She's sitting at the table now.
Yeah.
Good, she should be.
Yeah.
It's insulting that she doesn't.
That was, she was always invited at the table. She chose
Yeah, that was
not
her
to.
decision not to.
Hey,
That's right.
I would like to get away from the personnel.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's a CEO thing, it's not a personal. She's part of the discussion, it's not, we're not
Well,
talking
you-
about her personally.
Well,
Is there anything else from committees out there? Karen?
Can I ask for an update on budget committee, please?
There will be, I will tell you that I spoke with Michael today, there will be a budget meeting in place before he departs.
And
When will
departure date?
CIP start?
2/18.
Yeah, so right now, I'm trying to finish the budget meetings, but along with that schedule which I've had, if you look at the last 3 years, the dates are still ahead each year, so it's not like we're behind this year. We're less behind than last year.
I'll disagree with that.
Well, you can, but all the dates are right there, okay?
I don't have access to that. Has CIP met? Thank you. Thank you.
Remember, we cut back on the CIP meetings.
to
So
two,
they're not
right?
gonna meet as often, they're gonna meet a couple of times.
But they're supposed to meet before budget, right? Have they met
They
yet?
did.
And I don't
typically
see
have.
that- Well, I don't get it, I don't see the CIP slowing up the budget, with that kind of put it in there, because the CIP
It's just
is a
plugging numbers.
depreciation number that goes into place
Yeah.
unless you're adding something large into it. So the number, the one number that goes into the budget, the total that's used to calculate where we think our tax increase or increase is gonna be, is, that number is estimated close enough, it's not gonna affect the rest of the budget. One of the issues you're having right now, as you probably know, is that the county is probably gonna be anywhere between a 5.5, that projected to 12% increase, that's gonna hit us also, that's gonna go down through. And I'm guessing because they just went, and I don't wanna get politics, I'm just looking at the money, but I'm guessing because they pulled all the federal inmates out of that jail, that they're gonna lose their, I can't remember,
They're
$1.2
supposed to get,
million
they're supposed to get paid,
out of that.
they're supposed to get
So,
paid.
so we're gonna have one way or the other, we're getting a big increase in the county. I don't know where the school's at, and we're shooting to keep it at 2.5 town budget alone, okay? So that's where we're at, but as far as the CIP goes, it's a depreciation schedule, so nothing new is going on there. The amount of change that's calculated at 2% for a piece of equipment, the overall cost of that is not, it shouldn't vary. The only reason it varied so much last year is because you cut it down so much to try to balance the budget because the increase of the school.
Right.
Oh, that's my only one, so I can't.
I'll give it back to you. Can I ask for one change? I asked for it at the last meeting. Can we please separate when fire and rescue and DPW?
You can arm wrestle the police, the fire chief for that one because I don't.
It's just too much for our brains on one night. That's.
How you feeling, Phil?
It's the largest pieces of the budget in one night.
We always did public works and fire and rescue separate.
Yeah,
And that's what I'd like to go back to.
we
because
did always do it separate.
I'm sure that when the budget chair, whoever that person is, that you can coordinate with that person.
Yeah, they're both big.
They're both big budgets.
The last 3 years, it's been. the
Is
two
there anything else
largest pieces.
additionally out there for boards and committees? Okay, all right, I'm gonna move
So
on.
is there
Select
gonna
board,
be CIP meetings at all?
Two,
there's gonna be two.
is what I heard, right, Michael?
We voted on two,
You're not gonna be,
but I'm not the one that makes it, it's the town manager.
Who voted on two?
We voted on two, we cut back on.
On CIP.
The CIP.
Okay, I didn't.
you were here.
You were here.
That's right. Well, when are they?
They,
We don't know.
whenever,
You got
whenever
any
the town
selectmen
manager does it. I don't book it. Christ, I got enough to do. I
Michael,
don't
when
need
are the CIP committee meetings?
I'm sorry, my ears are ringing, I can't.
CIP meetings, when are they?
They haven't
scheduled?
been-
Yeah, I'm trying to get two of them put together. Now I have to actually finish the spreadsheet for it and move the stuff over.
Okay, so you're not done yet?
No, I'm telling you, the budget done.
He's hoping, yeah. I talked to him today about this. We're hoping to get, we're definitely gonna have a budget meeting before he departs.
That's what I'm saying.
Selectmen
Something-
comments.
Yeah, I agree. We all agree. February 18th is his last day.
Okay.
All right, select board. Phil, do you have anything?
I have a couple of things.
Okay.
One is, in our process of selecting a town manager, the last couple of times, it was due to a town manager's decision not to have really any input from the staff. And I would at this time recommend, and for the board to think about, and decide and vote on if possible tonight, that Letitia participate in these interviews that we're gonna have. And that way, our town staff has some input, and look, see, they gotta work with this person, okay, whoever it is. And I just think they deserve some input.
I think that we should have the initial interview, and then if we decide on a second interview, I agree, we should pull like Letitia in.
Yep.
I don't think she needs to be in
Okay.
the first one, because I think
Okay.
we're gonna kind of feel out.
But I'd like, before the person lands here, I'd like for that input.
So do you wanna, we could make a motion that when we come to second interviews, that we could involve Letitia?
I'd like
I'll,
to
I'll
make sure we do.
I'll make that as motion.
I'll second it.
Yeah.
Any further discussion?
No, no,
I don't.
All in favor?
Thank you.
Not totally.
The other one is at the Christmas get-together down below here, the Lions did a fantastic job as usual. But we were out of tables down there, and I think we need to have more tables available to us. You can tell me what you think, Phil, on your meals and stuff.
Pancake breakfast?
Because number one, some of them are gone, because they were so old and broken, they're just gone over time.
Those are the wooden ones, the plastic ones. You know,
Right.
You could use a couple, the biggest thing down there is storage.
Well, the Lions were hunting for tables that morning, and
Right.
that didn't go very well.
Is there space to set up more tables?
It wasn't the stuff downstairs for the breakfast. I had that conversation with Tina.
Okay.
It was about having it upstairs for the, you know, the
Oh,
shopping.
they needed
That
both.
the kids do, that the Lions set up. And they were told that if they didn't have enough, they could go down to Vet's Park and go get them. It's just not something they should have to do on the morning of a breakfast for Santa.
Right.
So we might need more tables. If some have gone away, we should get more.
I-
Also, there's a toilet in the ladies' room that locks.
So, I don't know how many, but
I would recommend that we look over our tables, what we got, and have like somebody check that out, Michael. And then maybe we can address the ones that are getting bad or out of shape and,
We'll know next Tuesday.
Well, I was gonna say, we're
Yeah.
gonna find out pretty quick Monday night,
Exactly.
setting things up.
and if the toilet's rocking in the bathroom, I think
Yeah.
Michael can have that addressed.
We'll know next Tuesday.
The toilet blowing right off the,
that would be great.
I think you might wanna address that one
I was
before
gonna
then.
say, can we address that prior to next Tuesday?
The toilet.
Because I know there were issues with
Yeah, I
it.
didn't hear the toilet part, so.
She said it's rocking.
That rocks.
in the-
Sounds like the,
Yeah.
So
probably the
someone-
ring and the
You don't want
studs.
the seal to break in the
We'll
week.
look at it tomorrow.
Okay,
Buy a rocking
Okay.
chair if you wanna rock, so.
Anything else, Phil?
anything else?
One more thing in that same operation. They had to hunt around last minute to find the controls to turn on the heat pumps for heat down there.
Got your-
So somebody needs to put out a policy or something, and wherever the controls are for those two heat pumps, that's all the heat that's down there pretty much. So whoever's putting on something could come get them, or we can know and turn them on the day before or something.
I thought you weren't supposed to turn it off.
What's that?
I thought you weren't supposed to turn them off.
Well, no. Well, in real cold weather, once in a while you do. There are exceptions. but-
So Michael, can you address that?
Yeah, we'll look at it. I'll let you know, I did get a notification from the power company saying that our power had doubled in 1 week from normal use because of these
Yeah.
these
Oh,
changes.
below zero, that probably
They were
happens.
trying to
Good,
set
I'm glad
up
we're
the
saving money.
system.
I know, but there's,
And they've also got nice.
okay.
Okay,
Scott,
my turn.
your turn.
I only have one thing. I just want Michael to go over the snow removal, the winter roads. Just the budget numbers on that are looking a little funky right this time of year.
Yeah.
We still have February, March, and salt is 98.9% spent.
Oh, yeah. you-
But he can go over by 5% legally, but the numbers, if you look at the overall, it's still 66.28, but the numbers that are coming out, the big money that's left is in contracts and wages and stuff that's not gonna change, so. Yeah, budget's gonna be blown right out of the water by the looks.
Won't spend too much more salt because we can't find any.
Oh, exactly.
Great.
But, just that's the only thing I had, and it's just,
No,
next year, we might wanna look at, I don't know what we're paying this year per ton for salt, like 90 something probably. And
They're running out of salt in a lot of places.
do you know what, offhand, what we're paying per ton per
I'll
this
look
year?
that for you though. And
Probably like
it's
90.
very limited on how you can ship salt into the state of Maine.
Oh, I know, trust me, I've dealt with it for years.
And as you know, this has been a pretty long winter.
It's just, these are our next 2 months are our snowiest months, generally.
We had the coldest December, I think, in 10 years.
Yeah,
You all set, Scott?
yeah.
Susan?
I do not.
I don't have anything either. We do have an executive session that we need to do this evening. So I'm gonna go right to the comments to the public. Does the board have a problem with that?
Nope.
All right, this is an opportunity for members of the public to comment on the agenda, non-agenda items, or contribute information that may be of interest to the select board. Please wait to be recognized and identify yourself before speaking. This is not time to register complaints. Matters related to personnel or to boards will not be heard or discussed. Comments limited to 2 minutes per speaker. Does anybody in the public? Karen?
I have three things. Can anyone tell me where I can access a calendar or whatever for the school committee, the school board or whatever, and budget meetings? I'm unable to find them on the town website or,
The school doesn't,
I have no idea.
How about the lady behind you?
I thought it was on the school
Because
website.
we don't,
How about Claudia,
I
you
don't
know?
have kids in school anymore, so I'm no longer on the school website, and it is more than half of our budget, and it should be available and advertised to the taxpayers when the budget committee for the school is being
That's a very,
decided.
yeah, I don't.
I'll tell you something, I've been in this town my whole life, I'll probably get crucified for saying this, but the school budget always goes in, and I've never seen it fail once in this town, but it is getting out of control.
But it is supposed to be, I mean,
There should
it
be-
is more than 50% of our town budget.
Yep.
And it would be nice for us active taxpayers, people who are active in town, not to have to search.
I would
for
say,
an
I
hour
would
to
say if
try
it's
to
not on
find
their
one
website,
meeting.
call the school, because they would have,
Shelley Willie.
That's right.
they would have to advertise that. It's
I have a
I've not
meeting,
seen a
I have a meeting with the
single
principal tomorrow morning,
Okay.
and I.
Willie.
It
Okay.
needs to be, it
She's a
honestly needs to
secretary.
be on the town website at a minimum.
I have
On the community page.
a budget meeting with him tomorrow morning to talk about exactly what's coming up, so.
Okay, that's question one, you got
That's
2 minutes,
question
let's go.
one. Number two is are some of the contracts for outside things, are those available to us?
Sorry,
For
say that again?
example, the contract for the planner, the contract for North Star, are those available to us as public?
You want a copy of the contract?
I would love to see a copy of the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are those available like online or,
No, I probably have an extra copy of it.
oh, perfect.
And question number 3?
Number three, what is the proper process for reporting problems in other buildings, like town-owned buildings such as the toilet? Is there an
You gotta
actual
write a,
process?
you gotta put a complaint into the office, to the town manager.
I didn't hear it, so.
There's
If they have a
building
complaint,
maintenance
it
that
goes
should
to
be
you.
doing.
And that's just it, building maintenance, which on the budget is listed things.
You gotta send it to the town
You
manager.
gotta keep eyes on it.
Yep,
Thank you.
Mo?
So why is the school committee outside the normal oversight process of the select board as our other?
By law.
By law.
Is it by law?
Yeah.
So by law, are they not supposed to post their meeting schedule?
They should.
They should.
I could have sworn I've seen it before posted. I think they have a calendar.
And they used to do it, and it would be after the regular part of the town meeting
Or like
would be the
after
voting.
PTO.
But they've changed it now, so in the last few
They should
years.
put out a schedule.
But they should put out a
Your
schedule.
monthly meetings are the fourth Tuesday of every month, they met last week.
Fourth Tuesday, thank you.
There you go.
I did look at, finally figured out what the website is. And I looked, and there is a calendar out there, but it's a school calendar. You know, what days they're going to have holidays and that sort of thing. It really doesn't
Yeah, I
talk
can't,
about when they're meeting.
I would just call them and
Shelley?
So you want an
ask the
operating
question,
capital.
because we don't control that.
You're past the point of getting
Committee
excited for a
days.
day off from school?
It is one of those things as taxpayers, we absolutely.
No, definitely.
Definitely.
I don't
should.
disagree
We know
with
it
it.
happens.
Trust me, I don't disagree. Anyone else? Going once? No one twice? All right, guys, we're gonna, I need a motion to go into executive session. Someone wanna read it?
I will.
Read the lingo there.
Make a motion to go into executive session in accordance with 1 MRSA Chapter 405, 6A, Personnel Matters, Town Manager Search.
Second.
Okay. Thank you, guys. We'll be going back into the town meeting afterwards, just so you're aware.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Oh, all those in favor, sorry.
10-4.
Now you can. 7:52, do I have a motion to get out of executive session?
I make a motion, we come out of executive session at 7:52, 3, something like that.
All in favor? All right, we're back in the town meeting.
Make a
Motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Thank you. Come again.